Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play for Farm Sim with me, HITMAN82. Now I had an hour and a half of tree cutting video that I was going to compress down into about 15 or 20 minutes, and I had it all ready to go, and I went to put it in my my movie rendering program, and disaster. So I will have to record it all over again. So I've already recorded about a third of this episode, the tail third where I'm working on the field, so now we're going to be kind of, it's out of sequence, but it should be okay. So what we're going to do is, for about 15 minutes, we'll be doing some tree cutting. You'll see the field, so I'm not going to talk too much about that because I'll be talking about it later in the episode. So for now, we're going to go and do some cutting and selling of trees. Excitement. And we're off. Yes, that's a new tractor. You'll see about that later. Oh, and I was able to get my, for some reason, last time I loaded up the game, you saw I was trying to open the door and it wouldn't open. I don't know why that was. It works fine now, so who knows. Only the shadow knows. So what we're going to do is, don't look to the right, ignore that. Moving along. Okay, so what we're going to do is cut some trees here. Let me see, where are we going to start? I think these ones are not quite ready, but all these and this strip here are. So we'll cut, I don't know, let's, took me an hour and a half. We'll cut 3 of them, then we'll see how we're doing for time. Yeah, maybe we'll just cut 2. Oh, this one's not ready yet. Fine then, you get to survive one more day. Too bad for your little friend though. And down, down, down she goes. Getting pretty decent at aiming these. Doesn't exactly work like real life, but we can live with it. One riggy diggy. Let me see. So what I was doing is cutting the butts, but I think I'm going to try just leaving the butt that's this back end here. I'm going to leave that on. We'll give it a try and see if it's too long. I'll do the same. I'll leave the top on too. See if we can get a little bit extra money over at the mill. So what I showed in the video that was lost was I was using the tracked Ford with that that loader or the crane on it. It worked okay. I'm okay with that, but I started using the front loader with the hook, and it went much more quickly. Now I know I could use the Weedman and do it really quickly, because that is by far, for me anyway, is the fastest, easiest way to load up the logs. But well, I mean, it would get kind of boring if I did it the same way every time. So I'm going to try and vary it some, just so you get to see me using the different tools. Oh, okay, well, we got just one. Let me see. Well, I guess we can just start cutting willy-nilly, because I'm not going to keep these trees here, so we'll just go down here and cut down at the bottom. Don't know if that'll get to the road or not. Shouldn't. Oh, that's a big tree. Good. Don't even have to repair the fence. That butt is pretty big. I think I'll cut this one. Now, admit it, who has started singing that Sir Mix-a-Lot song about big butts? We'll leave the tops on. They're kind of a pain to deal with, so we'll leave those on and see if we can fire those through the sawmill. We got 2 logs. And of course I forgot to start my timer. Where are you, Fed, when I need you? But we'll cut one more here. It's another big tree. Okay, that's enough for now. We're going to grind up the stump and then we'll go and get something to deal with the trunks. Gotta fuel up the saw. I don't want to leave it sitting there empty. This is why I wanted this little tractor. See how easy it is, even with this this long chipper on the front, it still gets around these trees easily. Kind of sad that I didn't get to show you the other video. Just a lot of it, when I was trying to put it in, a lot of it said it was corrupted files and that. And I don't think it was. I think it was just too much for I'm using Windows Movie Maker and it did not like that. So instead of messing with it, and it wasn't narrated, it was just I was kind of playing and had my recording going. You didn't miss any derps or anything. You did miss a pretty crazy run through town though, with I had the truck hauling the trailer and basically went full speed zigzagging through traffic, and I made a clean run without hitting anything except maybe one of those little signposts, but anyway, we'll pretend we didn't know about that. Those posts, by the way, when you knock those down, they don't come back. The little ones that go along the side of the road, so I think I might have run over one of them. It's a testament to my shame. I ran over one. Why am I going this way? Oh, there we go. Getting lost. So I'm going to wait a bit before I plant more trees, because we've got tons of trees, and although it would allow me to always have ripe trees, so I'll have to sort out where I want them. Okay, so we're going to use this. And this is going to pull the trailer. Really like this tractor. It's a Deutz D80. And yeah, this is gonna seem a bit disjointed because I recorded the end and then the beginning, but oh well. I think you guys will forgive me and at least live with it. If not, watch the last third and then the first third. How strange would that be? Alright, so we'll go up and drop this off, and then we'll come back and grab the forward front loader. I'll have to make sure I put a rear weight on that though, because otherwise it could be a little tricky. And I'm going to show you the loading the logs with the front loader. Hopefully that shall go well. Where am I going to park this? I guess right between. Oh, I found if you're facing downhill, the logs kind of slide down towards the tractor a bit, which could cause a cornering problem. So I try to get it as level as I can. Also, leaving the engine running seems to, with the manual ignition, seems to help with keeping the trailer more stable. Don't really understand why. I guess it's active or something. I don't know. Where the heck is it? Alright, so we'll grab the larger rear weight because some of those logs are pretty big. Now for some exciting front-loading activity. At least doing this I probably won't hit myself in the head with a log. Probably won't. Now you'll notice, you see on the icons on the right side of the screen, one of them has the green arrows. That means it's the claw, I guess, is under control. Where if you hit your click your mouse wheel, see how it turns it off? It kind of puts it in a free running mode. No, I don't want to pick this one up. I don't want to put the butts on until the end. So anyway, the reason why that's kind of neat is when you're trying to load it up, it allows you to kind of hit the ground and that with the log to spin it, which is how I do that in real life with my backhoe. Since I don't have the ability, it's like I think that's called a wrist control, where you can see how you can turn this. Well, I have no ability to do that with my backhoe. Here we go. See how slick that was? Yeah, right, it's not on there yet. So, if I turn that mode off, let's see what happens. See how it can kind of, I don't know if you're able to see it very well, but you can see it kind of does its own thing. I don't really have any control over keeping it straight, so it could go out of control pretty easily. We'll see. Hopefully when I put the next one in, actually I should move that tractor forward a little bit, probably make this a little easier. That butt right in the way, I couldn't get close enough to do what I wanted to do. Now, if you hit Control Z, nope, Alt Z, this mode makes it so much easier. Watch this. You see that? Now I can get kind of an idea, because I can't really see it. Right now I can see the end of this log, but it's sometimes pretty tricky to see, especially if you're in grass or something. But it sure helps you pick it up close to the center, which is pretty important for keeping the log under control. So I'm going to run it with that on for a bit, and hopefully you guys won't get too mad at me for doing so, but it makes it a lot easier and I kind of like it. And one thing you learn when you're doing this in real life, it's any advantage you can get, you go for it. Because, you know, you're trying to do things as quickly as you can, but at the same time as safely and as easily and cheaply. There we go, that kind of straightened it a bit. One thing I don't like about these Ford tractors, they sure seem to roll backwards before I go forwards. I think that's just a Ford tractor thing, because that's all I've noticed it on so far. Even the tracked one, which seemed kind of strange. That's anti-modding for you, making it all realistic on me. They're a pretty good modding group. If you haven't checked out their site, they've got a lot of good mods. I think they have a WordPress. If you go to Google and you type in NI modding WordPress, all one word, that should take you to their site. You can see lots of good stuff to download there. So here I am pressing my push to talk button and my throttle at the same time. And so I keep letting go of the push to talk instead of the throttle. Alright, now I haven't tried one of these before picking it up with both attached, so I don't know how well this is going to work out. We'll see. You can see it's just two little pieces, so hopefully they'll be a little bit longer than the others, but yeah, look at the damn thing. Alright, so what I'm going to do is when I bring this one in, I will put the wrist in neutral and then spin it around in there so I can try and work it in. You see that? Now I can't turn it at all. So what I'll do is put it down enough that, see how when it hits the butt end, should spin it around now. See, now that's how in real life how I would be putting these in. Like a pro. I'm gonna wait on the butt. So I think what I'll do here is I can't see that I'll get all these loaded in time and still have a decent length video, so I'm going to pause it until I get all these loaded up and then we'll take them up. Now I've loaded up all the logs, but I don't have room for the butt, so what I'm going to do is purchase a log bunk. I think this is what it's used for. Tree posts, we call them log bunks. Okay, where the heck am I? Not sure if I should put it this way or the other way. I'm just trying to figure out how it's going to be easiest to load again. Oh well, I'll either be wrong or right. I'll pause it now and just tidy that up a little bit, and then I'll hook up the trailer and then we'll head over to the shop. Okay, we're back and loaded up. Oh, having said that, I need to hook up my steering wheel, or else it's a little bit rougher trip. Well, I'll just stop up here and wait for cars and grab my wheel. I removed it because it's a lot easier to do the actual loading without it. Okay, that's better. Come on, buddy, hurry up. Better not be turning. So the D80 is a more powerful tractor, and it would go faster if I used it, but it doesn't have a beacon and it doesn't have a license plate, so just for the sake of being weird like that, I'm going to continue on with this one until I get something bigger and better that is, again, a little more roadworthy. So we're going down, oh, let me see, I should show you that on the map in case you're still unsure where it is. So we're going across kind of the north side of town, and when we go back we'll go down through the southern side of town, so you'll get to see kind of the loop. This side has a lot more room. I do prefer the northern route. Might be a bit longer, I'm not sure. Looks like we got a great demand for something. I suppose I should check on that. Look at this, use my PDA while I'm driving. That's a terrible thing to do. Sugar beets. I was expecting more pages. I guess there's only 3 pages. Anyway, so yeah, sugar beets, and I think I get like 8,000 units probably if I had to guess. What a surprise. So yeah, that's not even worth going over for. I'll sell them later. You know, I've never actually tried to pick up any of those logs. It's doubtful you can, though. I think they're just there for show. They're not my logs anyway, so I'm not going to touch them. Yeah, right. If I could take them, I would. I'd be a log thief. Sorry, folks. No place to pull over here. I guess I could pull over here and there's a car coming, though. Where the heck? Oh, they all turned off. What a bunch of jerks. Here I was trying to be a nice guy. I don't have time to be a nice guy. I'm doing a video here. Come on. What was I thinking? So I've noticed you can grow and harvest clover and alfalfa on this map, and I've never done either one on a game. I'm assuming they're both just different kinds of grass with a different yield, but I don't know that for sure. Perhaps you bale them up and sell the bales, I don't know. So if anyone knows, feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Otherwise, I'll just continue to derp along as I'm doing. Well, not that derp. Having said that, I should make sure I'm on the right road before I go and say something like that. Alrighty, so we'll get up here, I'll unload the logs, and then we'll do a quick return trip and call it a video. Well, that's not true. I'll do that, and then I'll show you the additional third. We're gonna go and do. I've got the crops already planted. Oh, I did this the wrong way. I'll have to go by this way and then back out. I'm all messed up because of that mess up on my my video, the one I recorded earlier. So yeah, anyway, I've got 4 crops planted, so you're gonna get to see me use the slurry tanker. It's really hard to pick out more, like pick out fewer. And now I could release a claw to kind of drop them further into the bucket, but that could also lead to a lot of problems, so I'm just going to do it this way. Show me the money. I read that it's a little more lucrative to make wood chips and then sell them for the bioheat. Or the bio, whatever it's called, I can't remember. Bioheater? I don't remember what the building's called. Eventually we'll see if that's the case. I have so many controls that I'm doing here. I'm using my right hand to push the talk, and then I have to switch it around when I go to forward because I'm using the paddles on this Microsoft wheel is not supported by Microsoft Windows, so I had to pretty much stop. I couldn't use the rudder by the rudder control like the foot pedals. So that means I have to use the paddles that act as, normally it's, say on a Formula 1 type thing, it acts as the shifters. So that's my throttle in reverse. So needless to say, I'm all over the place trying to click my, well, I guess the easiest thing is to do the voice activation, right? Worried if I do that though, you're gonna hear every cough or sniffle or anything like that. Other rude bodily noises, right? Bet my noisy Siamese cat will set it off too. Ha, I got the little one too. Well, while I'm doing that, I'm pressing forward instead of backward. Zoom! That one went in fast. So I suppose at some point I'm gonna have to start collecting those wood chips and dumping them in one of the bunkers somewhere to save them. Yay for dolly wheels. Alright, we're gonna take this south way home. I probably won't show this trip very often after this. It's kind of a waste of your time. Waste of my time. Well, waste of my hard drive space, I guess. Video time, whatever you want to call it. There's some scenery to be seen, so I might do it occasionally, but I'm not going to do every trip. Whoa, crazy driver alert. Another one. I haven't seen a train on this. I was kind of hoping there would be trains going by, but I haven't seen one yet. It'd be kind of neat to come up on the train crossing and there's a train going through. Ooh, looks like I'll have to stop for fuel. Too bad, blue car. It's a dotted line you can pass if you want. In fact, the speed I'm going, you could probably go through that field to my right and get past me. I was gonna tilt my view up and show you the windmill, but that didn't work out so well. Got all those fallow crops around here, the wilted crops. So sad. I should have cultivated them or something before I went and sold all the crop. Well, I didn't sell it, I guess I gave them away. Asset wise, I think I'm a lot lower than what you actually start with on the map. Like, you get some decent equipment to start with, big equipment, and a lot of fields. So I basically gave away the fields and the equipment I sold without taking to the shop. And then when I edited the file, I also reduced the amount of money I had. So right now I could take out another 50,000 on my loan. So that's not much of a reserve. It's enough if I need a tractor or forget a piece of equipment that I need. Something like that, I should be okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'll switch over to the remainder of my video so you can see the slurry tanker and stuff. Okay, that's enough of the forestry for today. So what we're going to do now is after I finished doing that forestry stuff, I've done some off-screen work. I wanted to get the fields plowed out or cultivated, and I seeded grass around. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I've seeded. Now I'm going to use this Marshall trailer to dump some slurry on the fields. I'm filling her up. Now I bought this tractor because it's 75 horsepower. I needed something a little bit bigger, but I didn't want to use any of the normal in-game stuff. And I needed something cheap, and since it's $20,000, that's cheap. I really like this one too. It's the Deutz D80. It comes in the Classics pack. There we go. Now the gates and stuff work again. So we're heading over, and I'll show you on the map what I've done. Now you can see, I just seeded some grass along there, but these are all crops. So I did a couple canola, a barley, and a wheat. Now this map has clover and alfalfa, but I'm not sure what to do with them yet. So I assume it's like grass that you make hay with it, but I don't know. So I'm gonna test that first before I do it on screen. If any of you guys have done that, you feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you use it for. Now, before I go run it off, this is the seeder I use, the Rapid 300C. It's a 3-meter wide seeder. It's kind of heavy, but it's got these front wheels to support the front end, so yeah, it's not too bad. The tractor didn't have any problem with it. And I did have to buy a plow because I made a couple little mistakes there when I was setting up the field. You can't really tell anymore because I cleaned it up. But what I did is I went and I seeded grass between each section that I wanted to make a crop field. So what I've done is taken the one field and split it into 4 strips. I like the long strips that don't require a lot of turning around. So you can see over here I've been spraying slurry already. Let's see if I can say slurry without slurring. Now I skipped a little bit here because running down the length of the field with this thing going for a little tiny narrow strip is just wasteful. So just trying to get the most as much as I can out of it. All right, here we go. Phew, a stink. So my intention is I will be, these trees I'm not going to replant here. I'm not sure where I'm going to plant next. But I'm not going to do it here because this is kind of my only crop field. So what I might do is I might still keep a few in the corner, and then there's another little grass field next to it that I can either use for grass or I will use for trees. I'm not sure yet. So we shall see. Still kind of up in the air, I'm still learning the map. Now I planted grass along here. So let's see along here by the edge of the road I planted this, so this will all grow in. So I could eventually mow that, I guess. But what I wanted to do is give a nice big headland here for my, I'm doing hired workers because I don't have the horseplay. Suppose I could install horseplay, couldn't I? Go along, spraying the goop. So yes, we've got 3 different kinds of crops growing here. So we'll, when I speed it up, I'll have some crops to harvest. Don't know if I'll do it on 120 speed, but we'll see. And again, I'm not doing it, 100%, but I don't want to waste, a whole strip of the slurry just for a tiny little strip of crops to fertilize. So I'll pretend it's a smart thing to do. Okay, so we'll have a looky over here, and so I went around grass all the way around. Let's speed up here a bit. So right out to about here was where the field was, so I planted a few strips along here. I wanted to clear it by the trees so the harvester wouldn't get caught on the trees. Don't think you can cut any of these down, I don't see any bands on them. Or blazes, I mean. Wish I could grind these darn stumps over here, but I don't think you can. Now, I could go around just planting trees sporadically, but that would look kind of dumb, so I don't want to do that. but at the same time this is a nice big area for planting crops and continuing the length of the field. So I think here on my right where you see a few trees, I'll probably plant more in there, and that'll be where I won't need a lot of trees, I don't think. Yeah, so I can go over here, I can either use this for grass. Oh, and I do want to get cows going pretty quickly, so I need, I'll be getting straw off the fields. That's why I planted barley and wheat, is I need the straw for cows. And so I'm going to need some grass for them as well. So I may just do one section of this in trees and then the rest I'll mow. I don't know, we'll see. I can direct the trees fairly well now. I've got enough practice at that I don't have to worry about going too close to the road or the fence or building or anything like that. That's quite the chicken pen in here. Free-range chickens, I guess. Well, mostly free-range. I can't remember, did I close that gate? I don't think I did. I'll be singing Who Let the Cows Out. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. We'll have a closer look at the trailer. Oh geez, the gate's gonna hit it. Oh, nope. Yeah, I did it like a pro. Pretty nice model, I like this. I like the animation too when it's spraying, it looks good. So we'll fill it up, and I think I'll park it over here, may as well. So, what is next? I don't know. Got the 4 fields planted, I've got them fertilized, so we're probably ready to speed up time, and then we'll be ready for our harvest, so I think I'll do that next episode. Let's get down here and, whoop, better close that gate. Wouldn't want the slurry to get away. And I was gonna park it up there, but maybe I'll put it down here in the shed, that'd be better. Nope, I went through it a little bit, but we'll pretend we didn't see that. So I did install a got a tractor here, but I've not tested it yet, so I want to test that before I start recording and show it. What the heck is this one? That's supposed to be it, but it's supposed to have a rollover protection system on it, so, you know, the bars for doing forestry, but I guess they just didn't update the picture. So anyway, I'll try that out, and if it works out, then we'll have a look at that. So it's, I think, this tractor, but with the rollover bars, and you know, if a tree fell on it, it would help shield the driver. Another skip through here looking at mods. So I got this trailer to try. Might be a bit big, we'll see. Okay, well, I guess that is it for now. Let me see. There was a plow. I just got the smallest in game 1 because I just had to do some touch-ups. So, oh well. Spend a good portion of my money. So next up, I imagine I'll cut some more trees, and by then I'll be ready to start harvesting. And I'll probably alternate it between, you know, I harvest a field and cut some trees and then seed the field and, you know, that sort of thing. Just kind of break it up, and then it won't get too monotonous. So with that said, I will call this one an episode and start working right away on episode 3. I hope you enjoyed this. I was really impressed with the you know, the results from the first one, so that's really galvanized me to keep going. So thank you for your comments and your likes and your views, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.